Okay, I have a great effect to share with you today. It uses both the even clusters principle and something called a supercut, which is something I've talked about on my channel. And I can have links in the description below to both of these ideas and techniques. Okay, so you need a shuffled deck of cards, and that really is the case. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and remove what I sense to be psychically defective cards. These are cards that will probably trip us up if we try to achieve real magic together. Okay, so I'm going to go through the deck really fast, and we'll kind of just go through and maybe toss out some. Those, that one, maybe those, and that's fine. Okay, I think we've done it. Let's go ahead and just, these are discard garbage ones here. Okay, defective in some way. Okay, and now what I need you to do is just give me a number, any number between, I don't know, 1 and 5 maybe, or something. You'll see why it's kind of nice to keep it small. And we're going to mix the cards thoroughly using input from you. So what would you like first? 3? So 1, 2, 3. And then what I do is I move into what's called a Charlier shuffle. What about now? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Charlier. What about now? 3? 1, 2, 3. Move into a Charlier. What about now? 3 again? Okay, 3's kind of a popular number. 2. 1, 2. 2's great too. What? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we can do this as long as you like, actually, until you feel like the cards are mixed. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's a big number. Why don't we do just one more? 1, 2, 2. 1, 2. Okay, wow. I think you would have to agree that these cards are certainly beyond the knowledge of any of us, considering that you made key choices that none of us could have anticipated. You didn't know what numbers you were going to rattle off, and I certainly didn't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to perform something called an up jog. Now, this is actually a very useful thing to learn. It's fairly difficult to do it with almost an entire deck, but here I am jogging forward or upwards the even position cards. These are cards in positions 2, 4, 6, 8, and so forth. And then once you've jogged all of those forward, you strip them out, and then that kind of separates the packet or deck into 2 halves. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Okay, now also I need you to make a very important decision. You're free to flip either one of these, or not flip, if that's what you prefer. You want to flip the right one? Okay, we'll do that. Very good. And now what we're going to do, I'll slide this one over a little bit. I'm going to just go through and up jog, let's say the face cards. Okay, so hopefully you can see them. I know this is a little awkward for you because I'm doing it, see, right-handed here. I didn't see any face cards. Okay, there's the face card. A couple there. Oh, 2 there. That's it. Okay, so I think we got, in fact, I'll just show you and make sure I haven't messed up here. I don't think there's any face cards there. I think I got them all. Double check. Always confirm. And that's right. So I just got 4 face cards. Let me set these aside. So we got 4 face cards in the one pile. Very good. What about over here? So let's go ahead and kind of jog these forward as well. There's one there. Okay, so just 3 right there. Okay, that's interesting. Any on this side? Probably not. Oh, there is one. There's one. There's one. Okay, let's just double check once again. Okay, so I don't see any up-facing face cards. What about over here? I don't see any. Okay, very good. Oh, by the way, in camera view the whole time I have this written prediction off to the right here. So why don't we go ahead and just take a look at, let's see, what did I write again here? Slide those forward here. Each pile these piles, I guess. Each pile will contain the same number of face cards. How in the world did I see that? Oh, wait. And this common number of face cards will be, there is no way on this green earth I could know, I mean, not only that there would be equal numbers of face cards, how could I possibly know that there would be 4 in each? Oh man, that is amazing. How could this prediction have been written before we even began any of this? That is flippin' amazing. Whoa! You must have made a very good series of choices there with those numbers. Okay, that is very, very impressive. 4 in each. Okay, well, how does this work? Well, it uses the even clusters principle and a supercut. Okay, so let's just quickly kind of talk through this. I just posted recently a video dealing with the even clusters principle. Like I said, I'll link it in the description below. It really is worth watching, and it'll kind of show you the fundamentals of this principle. It's a very powerful principle, actually. Okay, and in some ways it's important that our face cards be kind of randomly in there. Right now we have they're all grouped together, so let me just stretch them out a little, spread them out a little bit. Okay, now we can shuffle the cards. Now the table wash at the beginning was genuine. You can genuinely mix the cards. It doesn't actually matter. Okay, now we're building on what I did in that previous video, but I should be able to explain all of this to the point you should be able to perform this right away. Now, if you'd rather not have that added prediction of exactly how many face cards, you can drop that element and it'll make life a little bit easier for you. But if you'd like to have that, then it's not too difficult to accommodate that additional prediction. Okay, the even clusters principle, what is it? Well, just from the name, even. So what we're looking for is we're looking for even groups of face cards. So right now I have just one there. Have just one. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3. That's not even. Okay, but keep that in mind. I have one here, one there. I mean, they're kind of spread out. Oh, I have 2 here. That's kind of nice. We can probably leave that one alone. Let's see, and then I have 1 and 1. And then I think 1 over here. Okay, so the idea, and you can come up with your own justification for getting rid of defective cards from the manufacturer. You know, claim that some cards just come with innate defects when it comes to true card magic. They just trip you up, okay? So there's kind of a psychic quality to them that they're lacking, okay? So all I did was, I need to remove cards in such a way that I leave even groups of face cards. Okay, so like right now, if I were to discard these 2 and then put those 2 together, I have 2 here, okay? And now let me also, while we're doing this, I'll include my counting. Okay, so I did count pairs, essentially. So in my mind, I'm thinking 1, I'm gonna get up to 4, and then not want any more face cards. So here's 1, okay? Now looking for face cards, okay? Okay, there's a couple of face cards. There's another one there, right? So if I want to just keep that pair, I would get rid of maybe 2 of those. It's good to get rid of more than like just face cards because that can be suspicious. So get rid of some number cards. So now I have 2 pairs. Okay, so I have this kind of lone, well, no, we could group these together. See? So if I just take these, I'll have my 3rd pair. And now I only need 1 more. Oh, that's right. We had a pair. 4. No, we have 4 pairs now. Now, the other ones we don't actually need. So you can go through here and kind of get rid of any others, along with number cards. So I believe, let me just show you, I've created what's called an even clusters packet relative to face cards. Let's see if I succeeded. Okay, so I have 2 here. And then 2 here, they need to be next to each other. 2 here, there's a 3rd pair, 4th pair. Okay, so now my prediction of 4 cards, face cards in each half will be correct. Now, because they're in pairs like that, that's where this principle comes in. Because if I were to now just divide this, and I won't do it right now, but if I was to divide all of the cards in half, it would split half of the face cards on the left and half on the right, okay, in some order. Okay, so you would have equal number of face cards in each pile. Now, because this is an even clusters packet, you can actually Charlier shuffle the cards. It won't hurt that characteristic, meaning if you deal it out into two piles, you'll still have two piles with the same number of face cards. It doesn't matter if you cut the packet and then do it, or a Charlier shuffle is far more convincing. So I'll add a link in the description below to what's called the Charlier shuffle. All of the movement of the cards that you just saw is equivalent to just cutting the cards at some location, okay? Far more powerful is something I call a supercut. So what a supercut does is it's the Charlier shuffle married with card flipping. Okay, so what you do is you just have the spectator, give a number between 1 and 5, maybe 3. So what you do is you count off 1. Look what happens. This is the top card. Now it's going to be the bottom card in my hand. That's the second card. Okay. So it's the second from the bottom, and then the third. Now, if I flip this, which is always what I did, that was the original top card. Okay, so I really haven't changed the order of the cards at all, the relative order, if you think about it in a kind of circle or cyclic arrangement. Okay, so you can count off because you're reversing them, and then flip. That puts them back in their original order, and then just move into a Charlier shuffle from there, okay? And you can do as many of these, and then flipping as many as the spectator says. Maybe they want 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then flip, and then just move into a Charlier, okay? So believe it or not, all of this movement relative to the ordering of the cards is like cutting the cards at some location. So the cards are really in the same order they were before in terms of neighbors, before we even began any of this crazy supercutting, okay? So you just reverse count any number, and then I'll have a link to the supercut to teach you more slowly how to do that, okay? So really all of that is just cutting the cards, but introducing card flips, right? So we have some face up, face down, okay? And in some ways, that's, it's just meant to be a bit of a red herring because it won't affect anything that we do. In fact, I even should show that to you. My videos are all so long because I try to teach too much. Okay, so do you see right there, the two jacks are still next to each other? Do you see the queen? That means that either this is a face card, which it is, or the other one was, right? Because I think we had them in pairs, okay? So we genuinely haven't hurt the relative ordering of the cards. And then, instead of doing what I did in my previous video, where I went left, right, left, right, left, right to divide, another way to do that doesn't actually change the order of any of the halves is to do an up jog. Okay. Now, if you prefer to do a left, right, left, right, left, right, just because, well, in some ways it's safer because it can be a bit tricky to do an up jog with this many cards, right? And not drop them everywhere. Okay. So if you want to just do a left, right, that's just fine. Strip those out. Okay. So we have our two, piles now. Okay. And then another little red herring is to say, okay, you're free to flip or not flip either pile. And so maybe they'll flip this one. Well, it's not going to change anything that's coming. Okay, so it's just kind of an illusion that they're doing something. Sorry, pads going everywhere. Sorry about that. I'll straighten it. Yeah, and then I just went through, slide this off, go through an up jog, just kind of slowly show. You haven't told them ahead of time what you're doing. Say, well, let's find out how many face cards there are in each of these. And you flip the packet over and wonder, oh, there's one more. Oh, here's another one, right? Oh, looks like there's 4. Very good. And then the same thing here. Just go through, jog them forward. Or you can deal them to the table. There's only one there. Looks like there's going to be a lot more here than there. Well, that's not true, right? Because we're going to find 3 over here. And 1, 2, and a third one, right? Okay, and you bring those out, and then bring out your multi-stage written prediction. You know, just correctly calling for this to happen. That's kind of cool. And then say, well, no, actually, I'm going to tell you a lot more. I know how many there are in each, you know, and then you reveal the number 4. Now, if you don't want the number 4, you can have it 3, and then you'd want 3 pairs of face cards somewhere in there. Anyway, that's the effect. So it's bringing together one very powerful principle, the even clusters principle, and one very powerful card handling technique, namely the supercut. So take a look at the videos linked below, and also take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.